Hi everyone. In this video we are going to go through the instructions for how to create a local Git repository and then how to take that local Git repository and push it up to GitHub. So let's get started. First, let's cd into the directory that you normally keep your code. For me, that is in my Documents folder in the Code folder. Now once I'm in the Code folder, I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to call it New Repo. I'm not in the folder yet, so to get into the folder, I need to use the cd command and type in cd space new repo. Now I am in the new repository folder. At this point, let's go ahead and initialize our git repo by using the git init command. Okay, at this point I have a new Git repository. In fact, you may have even noticed that on my machine it actually tells me that I am on the master branch. So at this point, let's go ahead and add a readme.md. Now if I use ls, I can see the fact that I have the readme.md file. Let's go ahead and ask Git if there are any changes. By using a git status, we can see that we do have one change. It is untracked and it is not added. So let's go ahead and add that. And the way we do that is we use the git add command. I'm going to go ahead and specify the file name that I want added. Now if I run a git status again, you'll see the new file has been added. Okay, now the file is added, but it's not committed yet. As you can see, it says changes to be committed. To commit this, I need to use the git commit command. And then all I have to do is to give it a message. I just say git commit -m, and in quotes I will say adding a new, let's say empty readme.md file. Okay, so that's committed. So at this point, if I do a git status, we'll see that there's nothing to commit, everything is clean. If I want to see what my prior commits look like, I can say git log, and it's going to show me the fact that I just did a commit and what the message was for the commit. Pressing Q gets me out of that. Now, we have a local repository, but this repository is not on GitHub yet. So in order to add, or in order to push this up to GitHub, we need to create a repository on GitHub. And to do that, we have two different methods that we can use. One, you might have this view where it says start a project. If you click this button, it will take you over to the new repository screen and will allow you to create a new repository. Or if you don't see this, more than likely you will see this little green new repository button sitting over toward the right. And if we click new repository, it will take us over to the create a new repository page. And here I will create a repository that has the same name as the directory that I created. It doesn't have to, but this is kind of a standard thing. You can create an optional description if you would like. Let's just call it a new repository. Okay. At this point we have some additional options, but I don't want to do any of these because I'm going to actually be pushing a current repository up, so I don't want it to add anything in there for me. At this point I am going to click the green Create Repository button, and as you can see, I now have a new repository. I get a set of two instructions. One, if I don't have a repository yet, or two, I already have a repository. So I'm going to go ahead and click Copy to Clipboard because that will take both of these instructions. Copy them to my clipboard. I'm going to switch over to the terminal, and in the terminal I can just paste this and press enter. And then the repository is now pushed up to GitHub. It was that simple. So let's go back over to GitHub, refresh, and now you see the repository. It was on our local machine, and it's that simple. So what we covered in this video was basically how to create a new Git repository on your local machine, and then how to push it up to GitHub.